Hello, my friendly friends. Old Veyr is back today for another Videobooks episode. Sorry I haven't been perfectly up to date on this. I've been a little bit busy about that. Anyhow, I know I was gonna read the one about the coffee spill, but I just wrote this one yesterday, and I'm pretty excited with it. So I'm pretty happy with it, so I'd just like to read this one today. Alright, then I guess we'll begin. Thick, black clouds of roiling smoke drifted lazily skyward from the smoldering, blackened wreckage of a lone building in the deserted night. Small orange cinders still glowed from the building, consuming the meager remains of the structure. The terrible smell of burning plastics wafted on the gentle breeze. Three men in tactical camouflage suits cautiously approaches the building in a triangular formation, scanning every mote of the landscape and wreckage for any signs of life, with night vision goggles and assault rifles. A single humanoid figure emerged from the smoke like a shadowy specter. It paused for a moment, giving the intruders a moment to notice it. It pulled off a single onyx glove by the fingers, revealing a silvery, unnaturally smooth hand with a faint blue aura. "Liquimetal!" shouted one of the three in surprise. They trained their rifles on the mysterious figure. Time seemed to slow for the three men as the hand slowly morphed into a fluid blade. There was no chance to react, yet the transformation seemed to take its time as it became a 10-meter blade, whipping through the air, slicing the man who had spoken from shoulder through to sternum, two howls separating with a burst of crimson in the darkness. As the remaining two returned to run, the blade flowed as it retracted smoothly back to its owner, becoming a three-pronged claw. The men seemed to move in slow motion in comparison to the flowing liquimetal, dropping their rifles in their haste to get away. The claw gathered a writhing, crimson ball of energies at its apex, formed into a terrifying spike, and fired it. The dart shot through the air, piercing one of the men in the back. It vaporized his flesh and bone as it passed effortlessly through him. His chest cavity exploded violently from the inside of the spike as it reached the pinnacle of its range, leaving the body with a gaping hole, followed by a shower of crimson. The last man kept pistoning his legs, adrenaline pumping, feeling as if he were getting nowhere. Liquimetal flew past him, then formed the cage around him, complete with bars, like a prison. Two more figures emerged from the wreckage of the building, one heavily leaning, almost carried by the other. The man supporting his comrade had been sliced by shrapnel across his blackened face, but was otherwise unharmed. The other was charred on his left side, from toe to neck, a barren landscape of charred crags, erupting and erupted blisters, and sanguine pain. The liquimetal slowly receded, leaving behind a cage shape of solid rock, which the man trapped inside attempted to jab fruitlessly with a shock blade. The large knife, arcing with electricity, created a shower of sparks as it met the solidified rock of his prison. Fearing to capture impossible torture by the enemy, he turned the shock blade on himself, knowing that the momentum of his strike would carry the knife through his heart before electricity paralyzed his muscles from contact with his body. The shock blade was stopped a mere centimeter from his chest by an extended hand of liquimetal reaching through the bars of his cage. It had appeared so rapidly that he hadn't even seen it. The events of the past seconds overloaded his mind, passing into unreality so rapidly that his brain just gave up trying to process it and sank into unconsciousness. The liquimetal hand plucked the shock blade out of the unconscious man's hand, discarding it before returning to its owner and original shape to replace the onyx glove that covered the liquimetal. "That one," smoked the silvery, smooth voice, "looks like it was sliced apart with a beam sword." She gestured to the man who had been sliced in two. The halves had been cauterized by the vibrational temperatures of the liquimetal, leaving little blood despite the horrendous magnitude of the wound. "And the other," she gestured to a man without a chest cavity with a wave of her hand, "appears to have been blown apart with a light lance, or perhaps a handheld laser cannon. Now as for this one," she continued, patting the top of the cage satisfactorily, "we'll let the Commandant deal with. Take care of yourselves now. I shall be off." She pulled a small container out of her pocket, about the size and shape of a compact makeup mirror, and dropped it onto the ground. It rapidly unfolded in a whir of gears and mechanical movement, forming itself into a strangely angular motorcycle, laced with teal lighting. She leapt on and streaked into the shadows of the desert night, leaving behind a puff of sand, the wounded pair, and the caged enemy in the afterglow of the charred ruins. Now, I hope this one was a really powerful one. It's a little bit gruesome, I have to admit, but generally speaking, most of them aren't this gruesome. But I was really, really satisfied with this one. I was really happy with it, so I just wanted to share it with you guys. Alright, now have a wonderful day, my friendly friends, and I will see you next time on the next episode of Videobooks. Thanks for watching!